Good morning, everyone. It feels like forever since I've spoken to the camera, because it is forever, and I apologise for that. I have just got back from Mykonos, and I was going to take you to Mykonos and do a bit of a travel vlog, but turns out that I was actually rather burnt out, and we all knew it before I went away. We all knew it, that I was struggling with a bit of burnout, but I literally just needed the week to take completely off and not really think about work or filming or anything like that, and just have a little bit of relaxed time. Which, when I was flying home yesterday, we literally got back last night, when I was flying home, I was like, I should have filmed it. I just had this like real big regret, just because it's so beautiful. Like, Mykonos is, I would recommend it to anyone, but that's, you know, if you see me in person and you want to know about Mykonos, let's chat, because I would genuinely recommend it to anyone. It's one of my favourite places in the world. So I was just sad about that, but then I thought, actually, no, you did it for a reason. And when I went to Manchester a few months ago, I filmed the entire thing. I planned the entire thing. I put it into my editing software, and I just thought, this is absolutely shite. So I thought, instead of just worrying about it, let's just not film it at all. So here we are, we're back in England. I'm going to take you through the steps that I follow of how to reset everything. How to reset my whole entire life when I get back from a break like I've just done. This is probably more relevant to everyone, not just business owners, but if you're going back after some annual leave to your job, because this is the first time this year that I have not looked at a subsection of emails. I've looked at certain emails, I haven't looked at other emails. I've probably spent, over the course of the week, I think I spent about an hour working, and that was just trying to sort out some last minute things. And that has been unheard of. It's the 1st of June today, and that was the first, well, I took 4 days off because it was bank holiday last week. So, but I needed it. Anyway, let's get into step number 1, which is my most important step. I'm not going to tell you here. I'm going to go in and get sorted, and I'm going to jump into the voiceover. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I will chat to you properly very soon. So the first things first, that always is my non-negotiable when I get back from any sort of a break or a little bit of time off, is to move my body, because in Mykonos we did a lot of walking. There was a hell of a lot of steps done per day, but if you can tell by my puffy face, I also indulged on quite a lot of food. So it was good to get straight back into the gym and move my body, and also, to be honest, just clear my mind before opening my laptop, because the last thing you want is first thing on a Monday morning to open your laptop to however many emails you've missed. That could be in the tens, it could be in the hundreds. If you open your eyes and that's the first thing that you do, your cortisol levels are just going to spike. So I headed to the gym this morning. I did this and it instantly improved my mood. It boosted my energy for the day. It meant that the whole day I was able to be in just a little bit more of a positive mindset, and it also helped to get back into routine, because if you say, right, Monday non-negotiable, I'm going to go to the gym, that normally follows on to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc. So it just gets you back into the routine straight off the bat. As I said before, the biggest mistake I used to make was jumping straight into work, because I thought, I've been away, so now I need to get straight into it because now is a working day. However, that is the worst thing to do in my opinion. I spend the first couple of hours just understanding what's happened while I've been away. I referenced this in the first part of the vlog, but I have a few different email inboxes, so I split them up. So I didn't just open everything. I didn't open Teams, WhatsApp, emails, all accounts, because I knew that that would have been an influx and I would have just gone back and forth and not been able to get anything in order. So I just went through every single email and every single message that I received while I was away, saw what my team went back on. So if there was anything that my team went back on, I just put it into a folder and just got rid of that because I don't need to see it because it's been done. And then actioned any, so in an email, I'll flag the email and then add it to my to-do list, and then I'll add it to the relevant day. So if there's a deadline of the next day, I'll make sure that it's done by the end of the day. If it's for next week, then I know that I don't have to worry about it this week. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. If you want me to do more of a video, more of a deep dive in how I structure my week and how I structure my tasks, just let me know. I also had a couple of deadlines that I needed to jump on straight away that I knew that I was needing to do. It was an internal deadline, so it was for social media and newsletters for the month. So I just spent my time going through that and just reviewing and amending anything that I needed to so that this could get back to the team straight away. Another thing, as I said, is trying to get back into some sort of a routine, not just with movement and with work, but with my eating. So I'm making it sound like I've been away for months. Do you know what I mean? So I apologize for that, but it still does make sense. It feels like you're away from life for a long time when you switch off. So although it was only 7 days, it felt like a longer amount of time for me. But yeah, I just get back into everything. So after the gym in the morning, it's right next to a big shopping centre. So I just went and got my food for the day. Once again, didn't overthink it. Didn't try and get a full weekly food shop. I just got some things to sort me out for the day. And I don't go full into health mode. I just try and stabilise diet a little bit where it has been off and eating at different times. So I got myself some poached eggs and bagels. And this is me making them. After my breakfast, I did end up doing a lot more work, but once again, I'm not going to show you that because there's no need to just watch me at a laptop every single time that I do a vlog. But another one of my big game changers, especially when it's nice outside, is to get outside. Get yourself some sunlight. Once again, keep your body moving, but just get sunlight. I went on a walk with someone else, so that also gave me social interaction for the day because it can feel a little bit jarring when you go from being on holiday around lots of different people and then you go back to a quiet house. So it was really nice just to get some steps in and have a nice conversation while the sun was shining. Hello everyone, it is coming to the end of day number 1, so Monday. And I thought that originally I was planning on doing it to be very much like voiceover heavy and take you through like step by step, which will be part of, but also I want to jump on and sort of give my take on things as I go. I think I'm going to do this literally up until Wednesday and then I'm going to edit and get it live because I think it takes, sometimes it takes a couple of weeks to get back into it. I personally think, especially when you've only been away for a week, I think that you can get back into it either halfway through the week after or completely by the end of the week. But I want to get a video live, so I'm going to try and get this up as soon as possible. But yes, it's coming to the end of day number 1 and I am well and truly exhausted. You can see I've got glasses on top of my head and these aren't to help me see, but they are to help with the blue light of the computer because my eyes get so tired after they're not used to focusing all day. So I am finishing up now, and I think that one thing that I wanted to add onto this video was don't overdo it. So each day it's easy to try and front load and get everything done and then make sure that you're in a position where you feel like you're on top of everything. But I think going back to an earlier point, prioritizing your day and your week and maybe the next 2 weeks and seeing what that looks like and then drip feeding stuff out depending on deadlines is much, much better than just trying to do everything all at once. I could easily stay on here for another few hours, but I just think that it will end up not benefiting me. So that is my big tip for the day. I'm going to do another 20 minutes, I think. And then it's dinner, bath, bed. And basically that'll be it for my day. I'm not going to overdo it. And then straight back up in the morning, straight back to the gym again and do it all over again. So I will check in with you for my next set of tips tomorrow. Hello everyone, good afternoon. It is the afternoon of day 2 and you would have seen this morning that I was on the treadmill, even though at the end of yesterday I said see you at the gym. So I wanted to chat to you about that as well because rules just keep coming to me. So basically I was in the car earlier on, so today just quickly started the day with the treadmill walk, just did an incline for 30 minutes because that's all I had time for before I needed to get ready. Then drove to see a client and was there for an hour and a half, and then drove to the gym to do a leg workout. and now I'm back for the afternoon to basically just get a shitload of work done. And 2 rules came to mind when I was driving earlier on. One being, try and get your sleep schedule back on course as quickly as humanly possible. So try and go to bed at the same time every night, and ideally wake up at the same time every morning, just to get your body back, to get your system regulated again. I mean, that is ideally what you'd be doing anyway, but I'm terrible with my sleep pattern, so I'm just trying to get a little bit better with it. And also, number 2, which is why I was on the treadmill this morning, is don't let anything throw you off course. Everything will change. Your day-to-day will change. That's just part of life. That's part of work. Things will get put into your diary. Things will cancel out of your diary. But don't let one thing mean that everything gets thrown off. So this morning, I was meant to go to the gym, as I said, and that was before a client, but due to some things, I ended up being a little bit later on, so I only had a smaller amount of time. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because it's literally just started absolutely pelting it down. Wow. So you'll probably hear that in the background. This is British summertime. This is why I did not want to come back from my holiday, but hey ho. Yeah, so instead of going to the gym, jumped on the treadmill because that is all I had time for. But then I said to myself, after my client meeting, I'm going to go straight to the gym to get in there. And this doesn't need to be related to exercise, doesn't need to be related to the gym or to running or to anything like that. It could be just, these are your schedules and this is how you would like your day to go. But if something throws you off, don't let it completely throw you off. Still stick to the plan, get through the day, and your body will get used to everything again very soon. Saying that, I am now behind on quite a bit of work, and tomorrow I've got a full day of filming, which I'm going to take you along to. So I'm going to sit behind me just there and basically spend the next 6 hours, I think, just on the computer, sorting some things out, trying to make myself in a bit of a better position. So that will be all from me today, and I will speak to you. God, I hate thunderstorms as well. Anyway, I will speak to you tomorrow. Day 3 involved a podcast shoot, and before I went away, I made sure that this was in the diary because A, it needed to be done, but also I think that getting straight back into things and keeping the momentum going from before you left is the perfect way to go, because I could have put everything off. I've done a face-to-face meeting this week. I have got a podcast shoot, as you can see at this moment. I'm playing paddle with some friends later on this same day. On Friday, I'm going out. On Saturday, we've got people over. It's just keeping it going so that you don't just completely shut out from the world because you feel like you're going to be too tired, or because sometimes you can recluse quite a bit. And when I say you, I mean me. I recluse quite a lot, and because I'm in charge to an extent of my own diary, it's easy to block out the world and just jump straight in, focus on your tasks and get them done in solitude. And some weeks I like to do this, but I think when you come back from holiday, don't do it if you can, because you can make excuses, you can get more tired. Keeping it going is just the best way to do it. And this podcast went really, really well. It's another podcast for the client of mine that I've spoken a lot about. I think we've got like 3 already ready to go, and then I'm shooting in a couple of weeks at an event that they're going to, and it's setting up a podcast there, so we're going to get a few more there, and then a couple more episodes will finish out season 1. So the momentum again has been really building with it, and I'm really pleased with the way it's going. So that finished up day 3 of work, and like I said, then I headed to paddle. So I will skip back to me talking directly to you and close off the voiceover. Hello everyone, I've just got back from filming and it went very well. I do, however, have a big backlog of editing to do. So I think next week is going to be just a crazy heavy edit week, because I think I've got 4 clients that I've got to do edits for, which, to be honest, at the moment is kind of unheard of. I need to get an editor on board because it's taking up a lot of time, but that's a side point. I wanted to jump on here to close out the vlog and just chat about, just wrap it up a little bit and look at using holidays and the freedom to travel as a huge motivator to continue to work hard. So I've always said that time freedom and being able to spend time with family or friends is my key number 1 motivator, my key reason why. But I think when you do go away to other places as well, I am an incredibly grateful person. I know that I haven't exactly come from like the hardest background in the world. So I know that I'm incredibly fortunate to be in the position that I am and am able to do. However, I also know that I do work hard, and that going on holidays and being able to travel and stuff is because that is what I am allowing myself to do. If I did work, I wouldn't be able to afford to go on nice holidays. So using that, when I was in Mykonos, just looking around, and it's happened in other places as well, but just looking around and seeing what is out there and opening that door. I think you can get a little bit closed-minded sometimes. I grew up in a nice area. A lot of my friends are in a sort of similar position, and sometimes you can lose sight of, I don't know what the word is, and I don't want to ramble about, once again, like how fortunate I am or how this, because it just seems a little bit like, I think it just seems insensitive, but I'm going off on a tangent and I don't think I need to. So let's rewind a little bit. Just in general, talking about myself, using holidays as my day-to-day motivator, because that is just such a nice thing to look forward to. The last point, I've chatted to some people about sort of how they get back into the work and what keeps them going. And a lot of people say when you get back from holiday, you got to book another one, or you got to book something that you can look forward to. And yes, that is ideal. If you can do it, definitely book another one that you can look forward to. If you can't, keep your head down and keep working away so that you can sort of build up to that. Give yourself a goal and then choose your next destination and know that that is where you're going, even if you haven't booked it yet. I filmed about 3 clips for this, so I'm not sure if any of it is going to make sense. And what I'm going to be able to piece together, because I've sort of rambled a little bit and gone off tangents a million times. So I think that that's a cue to wrap it up. So I want to thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I will see you in the next one.